this song. It's pretty easy. It's pretty repetitive, and there's only a couple of parts, so I know you all can do it. We're gonna ditch the plectrum and just use our fingers today. So it'll be fun and exciting. So let's check it out. All right. So just take that pick and throw it. Careful not to poke someone's eye out. We're gonna use our fingers, and you can do it multiple ways. I pick and use my fingers a lot at the same time, so I'm kind of comfortable with using fingers 2 and 3 and my thumb, but feel free to use fingers 1 and 2 in your thumb. And what we're going to do is kind of claw, and that means pick all the strings at the same time. Okay? Now, what we're going to basically concentrate on doing is hitting the lowest note of the strings and maybe the higher notes of the strings. So in this case, when I do a D chord, which is the first chord of the song, I'm going to hit with my thumb the D string, and the G and B, we use fingers 1 and 2. Now in between each chord, I want to cut off the actual chord sound, right? The ringing of the chord with my hand. You can either do that with, you know, the palm here or the flat part of your hand. It doesn't matter, just as long as you cut it off. Okay, now the next one, we're already at a D. Now what you're going to have to do is replace, so you just pluck that once. And then you're going to take your second finger and put it where your first finger was, and now you're going to put your first finger on the 2nd fret low E. Okay? And on this chord, I'm going to still pluck the G and B, but now I'm going to use my thumb and catch the low E. So we got... Now I'm going to walk into that G. After I'm going to cut it off and then go. Okay, so open E to G. So all together. Okay, so after I go, then I'm going to pluck the G chord. Now the actual G string is going to be open, right? So we've gone. And it's going to be the open G, and then this guy is still rooted on that B string 2nd fret. And then we're going to go right to an A chord, which you can do with one finger. So that's going to sound like this. Now with the A, I'm going to scoot up, and you can pluck those 2 same strings if you want. You can pluck any of the notes of that chord, but I'm definitely going to hit the root note with my thumb, and I'm definitely going to hit either the D and G or the G and B. It doesn't matter, right? It's kind of nice to get that high note in there. So let's just say the G and B notes. So we got A, G, and B, okay? So we got... Now there's a little riff, and you can do it a couple of different ways, right? You can do it like that, or with the chord. Let's just keep it simple. We're going to go... So it's going to be the first finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and you're going to hammer on and pull off. And then go up to the string above it, stay on the same frets, and now you're going to be on the D string and hammer on. And then right back into that D chord, okay? So we got... If that's too tough, just go right back to the chord. Okay, and that's basically repeats over and over and over again, like 47 times. Now, the next change comes. So you just repeat that over and over. The next change comes, and you're going to do an E minor chord. Now check out this part. It goes. Okay, so all we did was we went to the E chord. So it'd be like down, 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 up to the A. And then right to a D. Okay, so it's... do the same exact strum pattern you did for the E. So down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Back to the E minor. Okay, so we stay on. Okay, so that's A, and then what you can do is just scoot that finger up to the next string, and now you're on the B note, and now you make what looks like an A minor behind that bar, and it's actually a B minor chord. So 4th frets of the D and G, and then the 3rd fret of the B. Then you go back, and you're just going to hang out on E minor, and you can build it up. And then pretend you're going to do an A chord, but take off the middle finger. And then you're going to get that chord. Just A7. Okay? So, all together to review. Alright, now the only other part of the song, we're going to go back to that B minor chord, and we're going to pluck it once. So I'm going to pluck the B and G and the B note. So the B string, the G string, and the A string. Then we're going to go to pick the same notes, but go to the A chord. So the same strings. Okay? Keep plucking that G and B the whole time. Okay, so we're going to go back to our G chord. Okay, so we've gone B minor, A, G, D with the F sharp in the bass, and then E minor, and then A, D. Okay, so on the E minor, I just pluck the top 3 strings, or you can do that, it doesn't matter. And then next 3, so the A, D, and G, and then the D, G, and B. Okay, so we got. Now at the very end of the song, it just repeats that exact same thing 3 times. All the parts of the tune. Yes! Again, don't forget the link down below in the description box.